Hey, it's Rich from Tennessee Homestead. Just one of those little homestead notes. Goats on tethers. Let me tell you, there's some drawbacks to it. I had this little girl tethered in a location to where she could just barely get to any brush. And, yeah, I just relocated her tether down here where she is not going to be able to get to any brush, because as you can see, maybe if I can get focused in on her, that little white thing you see down there is one wrapped around a tree little goat. This is a very steep creek bank. Luckily it's dry. So, I am going to try to head down here. And you guys may get to watch the fat guy fall down. Because it has happened more than one occasion. And this is where the groundhog relocated itself to after getting chased out of the barn by Molly, which I have got to get this groundhog dead. Period. Dead. This thing is a real pain. And yeah, eventually this section of ditch will collapse. From her is whatever activities, as you can see back up in there. It's burrowed underneath that hill. Okay, so anyway, if the camera goes flying and you hear a bunch of thump, thump, thumps, that's just me heading to the creek. Hey, made it to the creek bed in one piece. How are you, sweetheart? Did we find a way to tie up here? Did we find a way to get tied up here? I know. You think you're in trouble. You're not. This is my favorite pastime. Get it up your arm. Okay. So, yeah. This is what goats will do for you when they're on a tether. I do believe we're going to go ahead and fence this ditch with some hot wire and and go ahead and sorry for the camera work, folks. This is really a two-handed job. Anyway, yeah, she's a sweetheart, but yes, I'm talking about you. And you are, dear. She just weaned a couple of kids. So we figured this would be a good thing for her to get down here and have all kinds of little snacks. But this goat seems to go out of her way. Pardon me, I'm losing my concentration here while I try to figure out which pool next. This little girl has got a real knack for tangling. God love her. But she is a sweet girl. Gave two beautiful kids. Yeah. And when we first moved her down here to Weening, she was really less than thrilled. And spent a lot of time waiting for her kids, which is, what's to be expected. I have found where with cattle, you can use what they call the no-ball technique. Because with cattle, it seems that, I'm going to finish what I was talking about here, and yeah, go ahead and catch a snack. With cattle, they have a technique called the no-ball technique, where you can wean a calf without the calf and the mother getting a little nuts on you. and you get to spend a couple of weeks listening to both of them crying. The no wean technique took into account that, hang on a minute, sweetie, just about to get you. The no ball technique takes into account that it's more about separation than about the taking away the milk. So if you move a calf into a pasture that is immediately attached to the pasture that mama's in, where they can lay down at night next to each other. Sorry for the camera work, folks. Where they can lay down at night next to each other and be close and kind of rub noses through the fence and so forth. Most of the stress goes away. There's very little bawling, other than probably about the first 15 minutes. Come around this way. Come on, goofball, follow me. This way, yeah. Keep you away from that tree. Anyway, as I was saying about the no ball technique on the calves, it works out real well. Very little excitement. Yeah, you get up the hill and stand, I can use you to pull myself back up. And works out real good. Goats, on the other hand, not necessarily the case. And so we found it best to remove Mama from the area, and because she will move heaven and earth trying to get back to those kids. And she's finally settled down now. She's pretty content and starting to put back on some weight. Wow, there you are. Okay. This little girl's a real sweetheart. But I think I'm going to have to go with fencing around this ditch if I'm going to keep putting goats down here, and that way I can put more at a time. Because if you put 2 or 3 of them down here on tethers, somehow they manage to get themselves tangled up. So we're going to try a different approach. But she's been doing real good. Those kids really brought her down. She really dropped a lot of weight. So we're trying to get it all back onto her again. Anyway, I figured this is one of those little projects that, when people ask, what did you do all day? Well, let's see. I untangled the goat 3 times. It is what it is. Where I'm moving her to now, she'll be a lot better off because there's no trees in this immediate area she can get wrapped around, and hopefully I'll spend a little less time down here in the creek bed freeing up the goat. So anyway, that's Rich from Tennessee. Homestead. I thought you might enjoy seeing what we do sometimes down here, and just kind of throw it out there. Quit pulling, you little turd. I don't need you trying to yank me up the hill. Anyway, we'll talk to you later. Have a great day.